Let all the earth cry out to God with joy.
I pray for our women that they can find in their heart what Christ put there, and that they are able to have the desire and the strength and the courage and the fortitude and the support that they need to get to be able to live that what was put in their heart, and also to discover their inherent dignity and walk in it. Give thanks to Him, bless His name.
Let all the earth cry out to God with joy.
My name is Ann Haynes, and I'm the Executive Director of St. Bakhita Catholic Worker House. St. Bakhita House is a Catholic worker house rooted in the life witness of two women, St. Bakhita, who is the patron saint of human trafficking and slavery, and Dorothy Day, who founded the Catholic worker movement. The Catholic worker movement has a tradition of providing hospitality for women or children, or all sorts of people, really, any type of person, depending on what city you're in, and trying to live the teachings of the Sermon on the Mount. So that means, feeding the hungry, providing shelter for the homeless, providing clothing for those without. But here in Milwaukee, we are striving to answer the call to provide housing for women who are survivors of sexual exploitation. Catholic workers have the tradition of trying to meet the needs that are before them. Right now we're up to 5 women, and potentially moving up to 6 soon, and we hope to expand someday up to 12 women. We are open to women from age 18 up, so adult women, and the women are able to stay for up to 2 years. But right now we're in the 30 to 50 range through the Franciscan Peacemakers program. The first step is that they need to engage in a program for sobriety, and then they are given, the choice to live here or not. The partnership between the Franciscan Peacemakers and St. Bakhita House is, it works out really well, because we have the housing, the hospitality, the community. The Catholic workers live on the 3rd floor, are able to live in solidarity and walk with the women every day. So we are able to provide a loving family atmosphere for the women who live here. And the Franciscan Peacemakers, through their Clare Community Program, are able to connect the women with the services that they need, whether it's related to trauma and healing, or connect them to their healthcare needs, or any type of meetings for addiction, transportation. They also, through their wonderful social enterprise, are able to provide some employment for the women once they get to a point where they're able to start to make their way out into the world. I actually live here. I live on the 3rd floor, and survivors live on the 2nd floor. So this is what our residence rooms looks like. Some of them are bigger. I think this is probably the smallest one, but it's beautifully decorated by room sponsors from St. Dominic's, and it's waiting for our next resident and our next community member. So here we have a dining hall that accommodates up to 25 people. It's where we eat our meals, and we also can hold events in there. If I didn't live here, it would be hard to call it a Catholic worker, in my view, because we're called to live in community with people. It has been remarkably positive, the feedback that the women have given us. They have been so kind and grateful, which isn't something that I expected or think is necessary, but they have pitched in and done their chores. We all have chores. We have a chore chart, and we follow that. And they are, I think they can feel that there's something different here as far as being a community. I think they feel that strong sense of support. And I think it's pretty wonderful that we have not lost any of the women, because that's a pretty common thing to have people drop out of something like this, and fairly quickly. And we haven't lost any of the 5 women. I absolutely love them like family already. It just has gone extremely well. I mean, the interaction is much like many of us you wake up in the morning and you're eating a muffin with somebody, or I like to bake a lot for them, and You know, I'm a mother of 6 children, so I'm kind of I like that mama role. I really believe that relationship building is a slow process, and it's a matter of building trust. So I have been trying to really train myself to not be overly overbearing with regards to things like that. I really think it's important that the women open up on their own accord. I don't push women ever, but I like to just kind of be there. And you know, I mean, you offer nuggets of advice here and there. You know, there's things I learned from them too.
What do you learn from them?
Incredible perspectives on courage and perseverance through troubles. It's amazing the positive outlook some of the women adopt to continue to get through their struggles and make it from one step to the next. It's just, I take notes from that for myself because we all have struggles. Certainly, you know, I'm not comparing my struggles to theirs, but it's amazing to watch them. They are really remarkable women. What I really am attracted to is Dorothy's view of that's rooted in Christian personalism that sees Christ in every person, their innate dignity, and loves them with a no matter whatness, just loves everyone because they're created in the image of God. And to me, the idea of living in solidarity with the people that you're walking with makes sense. And looking at what Jesus said in the gospel and taking it literally because he meant it, what he said, to me is really something that is a beautiful way to follow Christ's call. And I think more than any other witness in the 20th century, I think Dorothy Day got Jesus.
What would happen to these women if Bakhita House didn't exist?
I can't say that I've ever entertained the idea of what would happen to the women if these housing opportunities didn't exist. That thought makes me feel ill. I don't know.
What is the answer to ending human trafficking?
I think the answer to ending human trafficking is a very complex one. And you know, I think there's a lot of different facets to that, and I'm certainly not an expert on that. But I mean, I think it starts in the home, when we're in the family, in the home, when people are young, being taught about it, that the children are taught to be aware, that men especially are taught the dignity of women, and people are loved well. I think it's important that, you know, people aren't statistics or data, and sometimes things will go well and sometimes they won't. But overall, if we can touch people and help them regain who they are and their dignity, I think that's a success, whether it's 1 or 50 or 100.